What's up, everybody? It is Deck Tech time. I'm your host, Cedric Phillips, and I'm joined by the United States Regional Champion, Matt Saypoff. Matt, how are you?
Doing great.
Champion.
Yeah.
Champion. I get to keep saying, you know what? They can never take it away from you.
Yeah, feels good.
I bet it does. Now, in Atlanta, where you won this prestigious title, you played mono white aggro there. You're playing mono white aggro here with not a lot of changes. So tell me about why you were happy to stay with the same deck.
Yeah, I mean, we talked off screen a little bit. I wanted a reason to change.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to deviate. I wanted my team and I to try to break it, and all roads just kept going back to mono white at the end of the day.
Well, trust me, there are worse places to be as a mono white stan myself. We're going to start with some 1-drops, some 2-drops, and some 3-drops. As we have seen over the course of mono white's history here in Pioneer. Dauntless Bodyguard, Hopeful Initiate, those are mainstays. Recruitment Officer, a new one, but you believe to be a good one.
Yeah, I mean, Recruitment Officer just gave another dimension to the deck of having a lot of play in the late game in game one. You know, against red-black, against control, you have this 1-drop that's kind of a lightning rod for removal, because it's going to take over the late game. So if something's a early lightning rod, then maybe your Thalia is going to stick around, maybe your Adeline's going to stick around, and off the top of your deck in the late game, it's just drawing cards and it's great.
Sure. So if it goes unanswered, perfect. It's also just an early play as well.
Yeah.
Now we're going to move into the 2-drops, which are a centerpiece of this deck. All very good cards in Luminarch Aspirant, Thalia's Lieutenant, and a 4-of here in Thalia, Guardian of Thraben, a card I know you like a lot for this weekend.
Yeah. So Thalia, Thalia's great, and going into an open field, I really wanted to have 4 copies. I figured if a team was gonna maybe try to break the format with either like an Aura's deck or a Rob Priest deck or some unknown quantity, Thalia's gonna line up well against that.
Sure.
And then just being a good card in general anyway, against control, against the green, against basically everything except for the mirror.
And, that's kind of the appeal of this deck is just a lot of your cards are just pretty good,
Yeah.
right? So Adeline, 3-drops as we talk about these. Brutal Cathar, pretty good as well. And if you're going to talk about going to an open field wanting an answer for just stuff, hard to find a better card than Skyclave Apparition.
Yeah, I mean, Skyclave is just super flexible. It wasn't stock until after the RC. One of my teammates kind of pioneered it there. And like you said, it's just super flexible. Can kill, a Crone Wars on curve, can kill Kioras, can kill creatures, kills Shieldred, and then, you have to deal with the 4/4 if it dies, but not Shieldred, which is better. Just a really flexible, strong card.
We kind of round things out here with a couple of spells in Brave the Elements and Portable Hole. I'm not going to focus on those so much. I'm going to go to these lands that you're playing because one thing about mono white in this format is you got a lot of utility lands. You got Mutavaults, you got Iganjo, you got Sheffitt Dunes, and we can't forget about Castle Ardenvale, which is a card that some people play 0 copies, 1 copy. You're playing 2.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit polarizing amongst mono white players. I don't disagree with anyone who's playing 1 copy. And I just think it's really important against red-black, against control, and I wasn't really willing to go down on the copies.
Okay.
I figured, to some extent, to take down a tournament like this, you're going to need to run good a little bit. So
Sure.
I'll take my chances and play 2 castles.
2 castles it is. It's going to give you a nice little hedge there against red-black too, which is looking to be probably a popular deck this weekend. Sideboard time. Speaking about hedging against red-black,
Yeah.
you got a big guy over here on the left. Now, these other cards, Wedding Announcement, we've seen all this other stuff. Rest in peace, Portable Hole. The big guy, getting Ala Zendikar. What the heck is this doing here?
Yeah, I mean, a good way to think about Gideon is Wedding Announcement number 5.
Okay.
In certain spots does more than Wedding Announcement, but, against decks that are just looking to like Wrath, being able to play Wedding Announcement into Gideon is just such an effective plan against that. And he's a big guy that, is imposing and great.
He is great indeed. Big fan of this card. I like the sideboard. It's kind of well-rounded here. Again, you see Declaration of Stone, Destroy Evil, Rest in Peace. So a little bit for everything. And this is a deck that does sideboard quite a few cards in and fight quite a few cards out in a lot of different matchups.
Yeah. I think that's one of the allures to the deck is you can really change the landscape and everything of the deck to fight matchups and go wide. Sometimes you're bringing in 11 cards against, red-black sack or something along those lines. So you can really change your strategy depending on the matchup.
Well, you didn't want to play mono white. You're playing it here anyway. Last time you did that, it worked out pretty well for you. So we'll see if it does again. He's Matt Saypoff. He is United States Regional Champion, and we're going to watch him play later this weekend.